Man, you know how people say time is the greatest resource, right? But time is only the greatest resource if you have money. If you don't have money, money's the greatest resource. They always say, young people, you got so much time. You got everything to live for. All the old people would trade everything for all your time. You just don't know how good you got it. But time is only more valuable than money once you get to a certain point of money. Once you get to that point in life, like it's an axis it's like an X. The value of time keeps going up linearly. The value of money keeps going down literally until they intersect, I guess, in your in middle age. So it's obnoxious to hear old people talk about how time is your greatest resource, because young people's time isn't worth anything. We need money. Now, if you live like a regular guy, a regular woman, or a regular Western person, and you have any idea about what to do with money, then having money is an inevitability of life. And I watch and observe a lot of older people that have money, but there's something missing in their lives. All they have is, they go to a nice dinner, you go to a nice place, a nice ambiance. Everything that young people or think of as class or elegant, right? And they drop the money, a few $100s. It doesn't mean anything to them. They're trying to buy a piece of life. They're trying to buy culture, or they're trying to buy meaning. Now, there is hardly any meaning. It's really tough to decide what you're going to do. Are you going to be the type of person that takes the Zen route and doesn't try to find any meaning in anything? Or are you going to be an aggressively seeking meaning type of person? That's on you. We can find meaning through, professions or hobbies or skills. But at the end of the day, you're not free if you get wrapped up in those. Another thing about time I was thinking of today, when I'm waiting for work to end for the last half hour, and I'm sitting there, I'm tired, and I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the last half hour. And then finally it's the end of the day. But I feel like that can happen in our lives when we're waiting. And before we know it, once you've gone through something, you don't think about it ever again. Like being retired. I'm around a lot of retired people. Being retired, paying off your house, having all these struggles of daily life in midlife. Now, these people have reached that point of retirement. They're happy, or I don't know if they're happy, but they've done all those things. They've checked off all those boxes we're supposed to. And you've got to wonder, they probably look back on those days fondly, on those days that at their career, or on those days they were trying to pay off those houses, on those days they were trying to get money, on those days they were raising their family, on those busy days. I think they look back fondly on those times, even though they were hard or exhausting. So I'd say don't get caught up in waiting for that 30 minutes or more work to be over, or just waiting for that day-to-day thing, waiting for something better, waiting for the next day, waiting to pay off the car, waiting until you have compound interest, waiting until you have $1 million, waiting until you have $100,000. All that doesn't matter at all. There's going to come a time, it's going to be inevitable, where you're going to have money, and that access is going to change for you in terms of time being more valuable than money, and that's going to happen. So don't trip about money, don't trip about your career, but don't live your life waiting that last half hour and being bored, because your life's going to come up and it's going to be at a point where it's going to be over. And that last half hour, or whatever time you weren't. Basically, it's weird. I'm saying don't waste time. At the same time, I'm saying young people's time doesn't matter. So I don't know. Just enjoy the moment. Don't take it too serious.